In today's afternoon art, we're going to look at traditional Spanish tile, and then we'll make our own version, printing with some items you may not have thought of for printing before, but styrofoam and water-soluble markers. Spanish tiles have a long history for centuries of being a colorful decoration on walls, floors, and especially porches and courtyards across the country. Notice the repetitive, symmetrical, and colorful designs in these images.
For today's lesson, you are going to need an 8 by 8 piece of paper, as well as smaller 4 by 4 inch scrap pieces of paper. Then you're going to need a 4 by 4 inch square of styrofoam from a styrofoam plate or a takeout container lid, a pencil, some type of instrument with a dull but strong end. You could just use a pencil point, or I like to use the back of one of these cheap paintbrushes, a small bit of masking tape, some colorful water-soluble markers, and then a clean kitchen sponge with a small dish of water. The small scraps of paper are going to be to sketch our design. They will then be traced onto the styrofoam, which will then be carved, inked with our water-soluble markers, and placed onto a dampened piece of square paper, transferring the ink from the marker. So in order to make our repeating square tiles, we're going to talk a little bit about lines of symmetry. Here's my beginning design, which ended up printing like this. As you can see, there's a line of symmetry if I fold this piece diagonally from one corner to the next. This point on this side will match almost exactly with this point on this side. The same with these lines. So if you'd like to challenge yourself to making a symmetrical tessellated pattern, do some folding with your square sketches and see what you can come up with. You can see here the lines in my sketch will be carved into the printing plate. Those same lines will remain white on my finished product. So here I have two different sample sketches on my 4 by 4 scraps of paper. One is just kind of a neat geometric design. This one has some little hearts and diamond shapes in it. I think I'll go with this. So you need to sketch a design on your 4 by 4 scrap of paper. Pause now if you'd like to do that and follow along, or watch the whole lesson to get a better idea of how to do your design. Next, I'm going to tape my sketch onto the piece of styrofoam. This styrofoam might be from a takeout container, it might be from a meat butcher tray. Just make sure it's flat on both sides, that there aren't any logos imprinted or dents, and cut it 4 inches by 4 inches square. Then I'm going to lightly tape it at one corner onto underneath of my sketch, and that's just to hold it still while I'm working so it doesn't shift too much. Pick any place on your design to begin tracing. You're going to press very hard with a pencil or a ballpoint pen. I'm going to start in this corner, press as hard as I can without tearing the paper, and I'm going to trace my entire sketch this way. I said to just tape one corner of your design so that you can carefully lift your paper and see how your tracing is going. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's some faint lines being carved into the styrofoam as I trace my design. That tells me that I'm tracing hard enough. So I'm going to finish tracing my design now before I remove the paper. Now let's see if I trace the entire design. Make sure you're looking to see if all of your lines and elements transferred. Looks good. Now I'm going to remove the tape and the sketch from my styrofoam. Try to be careful not to dent or bend the styrofoam, and put that to the side. Now, you can see I've lightly carved it. I want these lines to be carved much deeper, so I'm going to go back with either a dull pencil, a ballpoint pen, or I like to use this end of an old paintbrush, and I'm going to deepen those lines by pressing into them even harder. There. Now I've traced the entire design so I can feel where it's carved into my styrofoam. Now I'm ready to ink. I'm going to decide on a pattern with some bright colors and begin coloring. I don't need to color into the areas where I have carved. Those will remain white. So I'm just coloring the areas that have not been carved. Now I've colored the entire plate. It's almost time to start printing. I'm going to get a sponge with a plate or dish of water, and I want to get this sponge nice and wet, then squeeze it almost all the way out till there's still a few drops of water coming out. Put that to the side. Now I'm going to take my 8x8 paper and gently wet 1/4 of the paper with my wet sponge. You'll see with this drawing paper, it starts to look a little bit see-through, kind of, where I've got it wet. And now I will take my inked plate. I need to look to see if my design has a certain area that should always be in the center, like this one, the center of the flower. Mine is not quite like that, so I'm just going to match up the corners, press it in place, giving it a good back rub, making sure I rub all the way to the edges of the styrofoam and evenly in the middle as well. While I have it here, I'm going to mark where my center point is so that each time I print, I can put that in the center. There's my first impression. Now I'm going to re-ink the plate, and then I'll be placing it down here, and you see how my center mark is in the center again. So let me re-ink my plate. I'm going to color it the same way I did for the first impression, If you would like to experiment with color combinations, you could take a damp paper towel and rub any of the ink off, then thoroughly dry the plate before you color on it again with different colors. I like the look of having each print with the same color combination, so that's what I'll do. Okay, now I've inked it for my second impression. I'm going to take my paper with my damp sponge and dampen the paper again. Carefully pick up my inked plate. I'm going to look for that center mark that I made and arrange it so that goes in the center of my paper, matching the corners and carefully pressing it firmly in place. This time it looked like I didn't press hard enough in some areas, so I'm really going to give it a back rub for a while. Get all the way to the edges as well as the middle. I think that's good. And pull it off. Wow. I'm going to keep inking and wetting the paper and pressing the plate until I have 4 impressions to fill my square. When this dries, it's going to look even more colorful and crisp. I took an earlier one, and after it dried, I glued it onto a brightly colored piece of paper to complement my design. I can't wait to see your designs of printed Spanish tile. See you next week.